Good evening. It's 6 p.m. here in Cairo. Time to have a look on the latest stories from Channel 2. I'm Abir Bitwali. I'll be presenting the news bulletin. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi reaffirms Egypt's support to Libyan unity, stability, and sovereignty. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli addresses Global Working Conference of FAO representatives in Cairo. And Egyptians abroad vote in partial House of Representatives election for some first-phase governors. Welcome back. The news in detail. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Monday reaffirmed Egypt's support for Libyan unity, stability, and sovereignty. Receiving the General Commander of the Libyan National Army, Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar, the President hailed the pivotal role of the General Command of the Libyan National Army in maintaining Libya's security. President el-Sisi said that foreign interferences in Libya should be confronted firmly, asserting the importance of an exit of foreign troops and mercenaries. The President said that Cairo backs all initiatives that aim to reach a settlement of the Libyan crisis. The meeting was attended by General Intelligence Chief Major General Hassan Rashad and General Khalid Khalifa, Chief of the Staff of the Libyan National Army. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli on Monday addressed the Global Working Conference of FAO representatives on behalf of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The GWC of the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO is held in the new capital on the 80th anniversary of the establishment of the United Nations Agency. Let's watch.
Cairo said it will continue to offer help to regions and countries facing humanitarian crises, notably the Gaza Strip and Sudan. Madbouli was addressing the Global Working Conference of FAO representatives. He described the role of FAO as crucial in modernizing agriculture systems, boosting crisis-hit communities, and boosting worldwide food security. The GWC of the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO is held in the new capital on the 80th anniversary of the establishment of the UN agency. The regional bureaus of the FAO are gathering to tackle boosting food security and the development of the supply chains across the Near East and North Africa regions. The conference aims at exchanging expertise between the countries and regional bureaus. Egypt is a strategic partner of the FAO. The organization was established to eradicate hunger and to support countries in achieving sustainable food security and improving food quality. For his part, Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghaid said the Arab region is facing unprecedented challenges that exacerbate its still pressing food instability. Addressing the Global Working Conference of FAO representatives, the Arab League chief also pointed out to the ongoing humanitarian crisis in the Israeli-besieged Gaza Strip.
Addressing the Global Working Conference of FAO representative in Cairo, FAO Director General Ku Dongu asserted the organization's commitment to boost private sector participation to achieve development. He added that
this work conference comes at an important moment as we prepare to implement our new mid-term plan and need to position ourselves to respond proactively to rapidly evolving global context that affects the scope and the sustainability of the FAO's facilities to countries. This year, we celebrate FAO's 80th anniversary. For 80 years, FAO has led the global effort to fight against hunger and malnutrition, helping the countries transform their food system, improve livelihood, and build resilience. FAO has also stood alongside farmers, consumers, youth, women, indigenous people, scientists, and smallholders, united by the belief that food can be a foundation of peace, dignity, and shared prosperity. With the new FAO Food and Agriculture Museum and Network inaugurated on 16 October, together with Honorable President Mattarella of Italy, on the World Food Day. We now have the new global space to tell the story and action of the FAO mandate, connected food, culture, knowledge with people. It's with the younger generation. There are so many kids come to see. and in a way that inspires dialogue across generations. Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand at the turning point as we mark FO's 80th anniversary. We must reform the challenges and as opportunity. We are called to be the proactive, agile, and forward-looking, ensure that our strategy, programs, and technical support remains responsive to the evolving needs of our members. Our mission remains as urgent as it was at our founding. The positive attitude is to maximize our potential and to maximize our comparable advantage based on PR analysis.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli met FAO Director General Ko Dong-gyu on the sidelines of the Global Working Conference of the FAO representatives. During the meeting, Prime Minister reviewed state efforts to achieve food security within the Vision Egypt 2030, including initiatives that target raising the standards of living, reducing hunger rate among the most needy sectors. In this respect, Madbouli attached great importance to the strategy of the implementing sustainable agricultural development for the year 2030 towards a year void of hunger. He also stressed the importance of the National Food Strategy and Decent Life Initiative together with the current cooperation between the Egyptian Agency for Partnership and FAO organization. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held talks with Ko, Director General of the FAO, with the presence of Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati, Minister of Planning Rania Al-Mashat, Minister of Agriculture Ala Eddin Farouk. The meeting marks the inaugural activities of the third international conference of the FAO Bureau's representatives in the new capital under the patronage of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli extended his appreciation to Dr. Ko for choosing Egypt as a host to the conference, emphasizing the deeply rooted ties binding Egypt and FAO organization. Egyptians abroad are voting on Monday, the first day of a partial rerun in the first phase of House of Representatives elections. Voters are choosing candidates vying for 58 seats in 30 constituencies in 10 governorates, whose results were annulled by the Supreme Administration Court in late November. The vote that began at 9 a.m. and closes at 9 p.m. continues for 2 days at 139 polling stations in Egypt missions, headquarters in 117 countries. The partial rerun is in 10 first-phase governorates, including 8 in Upper Egypt and 2 in Lower Egypt. Namely, they are الجيزة, الفيوم, المنيا, أسيوط, وادي الجديد, سوهاج, الأقصر, أسوان, Alexandria, and Al-Bihira. In continuation of breaches to the Gaza ceasefire agreement, the Israeli occupation army bombed homes in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip. Its arsenal of weapons as part of the ceasefire that halted Israeli occupation genocide war in Gaza. Bassem Naim spoke as both the group and the Israeli occupation prepare to move into the second phase of the U.S. brokered ceasefire agreement. Naim said Hamas retains its right to resist occupation, but is ready to lay down its arms as part of the process aimed at leading to the establishment of the Palestinian state. Naim added that most of the supplies entering Gaza since the truce began are goods for private merchants to sell the few people in Gaza with money, leaving masses of poor people struggling without food or shelter. The second phase aims to kick off a reconstruction of the war-battled Gaza and to address such issues as the deployment of an international stabilization force, formation of a technocrat Palestinian committee in Gaza, and the withdrawal of the Israeli occupation troops from the territory and the disarmament of Hamas. The Egyptian Red Crescent on Monday said its 89th Gaza-bound aid convoy began entering through a subgate at the Rafah crossing border. The convoy is part of the Zaid al-Izda initiative that is carrying humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. The convoy included tens of trucks carrying thousands of tons of food, medical relief aid, and fuel, as well as basic winter supplies to meet the needs of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Welcome back. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli on Monday held a meeting with the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Sharif al-Shirbini, on the planned development of the western region of Ras al-Hikma project. The meeting touched on the strategic significance of the region, given its location along the Mediterranean seashore and at the international coastal road. The minister highlighted that the proposal vision for the region's development aims at transforming into a sustainable tourist destination, comprising tourist services and productive activities, and offering promising green investments. Minister of Planning and Economic Development and International Cooperation, Rania Al-Mashat, on Monday witnessed the signing ceremony of $100 million agreement with the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. The agreement, inked with a national bank, aims at funding small macro and micro development projects. The minister said that Egypt is working in partnership with the European Bank and different international institutions for the empowerment of the private sector and the enchantment of investments through allowing concessional finances to banks and companies. Al-Mashat pointed out that supporting the private sector is a key component of Egypt's economic reform program. Egypt's bourse closed in fluctuation on Monday amid purchases by local corporations and Arab investors against sell-offs by Arab foreign corporations. Local foreign investment. The market capital of listed companies lost 14 billion Egyptian pounds, reaching 2.9 trillion pounds at the end of an average transaction of 58.4 billion Egyptian pounds. The benchmark index EGX 30 rose 0.5% above the 41,960 point mark. The equal-weighted indices EGX 70 and 100 fell 0.4% and 0.1% respectively. Welcome back. Egypt's premier football squad entered into a closed training camp at the 6th of October city in preparation for the 2025 African Cup of Nations, due to be hosted by Morocco from December 21st till January 18th. The upcoming days will see professionals joining into the training camp to complete the Pharaohs lineup. Ahead of the tournament, the national team, coached by Hossein Hassan, will play a friendly against Nigeria at the Cairo International Stadium on December the 16th. Meanwhile, Egypt's second football team ended warm-up on the eve of their final Group C encounter against Jordan in the 2025 FIFA Arab Cup. The national team on 2 points ranked second behind group leaders Jordan on 6 points, which have secured a spot in the last 8 rounds. The Pharaohs need a must-win result to follow the Jordanians, regardless of the result of the other group clash between the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait, which bid an early goodbye to the tournament. And earlier, celebrations erupted on the pitch and in the stands in Doha when both Palestine and Syria made it through the Arab Cup quarterfinals following a 0-0 draw, for both sides reaching the knockout stage in the regional tournament hosted by Qatar was magnificent by the all too recent memory of conflict in their homelands. Both nations knew a draw in their final group, a match would secure Palestine a top spot, with Syria progressing in the second phase. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for more to come on Channel 2. I am Abir Mitwali.